introducing Emperor Nero and the mystery surrounding his private life.
These statues stand as silent witnesses to Nero's reign, a time when his obsession with absolute power.
Following his predecessors in the Julio-Claudian line, we find Nero, whose reign marked the end of the dynasty. Following Poppaea's sudden death, a palpable darkness descended upon these halls and upon the emperor's souls. Here lies Poppaea. Though given a public funeral and deification, the whispers persisted that her death was
The death of Poppaea plunged Nero into an abyss of grief and paranoia, irrevocably sealing his fate. This is the story of Sporus, a boy who knew only darkness in the shadowed halls of Rome.
In the shadows of the Senate, whispers of treason spread like plague.
They say the emperor is ill.
And his son conspires against him.
Driven by ambition, Nero initiated vast construction projects in Rome. His decision to rebuild after the
Here lies the consequence of unchecked ambition. Absolute power inevitably corrupts, leaving only fragments of what was once noble. Roman law was intended to bring order, but it failed to protect the most vulnerable. Justice remained out of reach for the powerless. This was Rome, a city of eternal beauty and chaotic life. But
The emperor addressed the assembly, presenting Sporus to the Roman people. Romans!
The intellectual discourse ceased abruptly, replaced by shock. The elites were paralyzed. We are these masks, seemingly solid, yet identity is fluid. It cracks under pressure.
With this crumbling lineage, I shall restore my beloved Poppaea. The blood of the Julio-Claudians will bring her back to me.
Known to history primarily through his association with Emperor Nero, Sporus remains a poignant, if tragic, footnote in ancient Rome.
As the storm broke over Rome, the city mirrored the soul of its emperor. Nero's reign was
Historians would later judge Nero not just as an artist, but as a tyrant.
He blamed the fire on innocent men.
Our understanding of this period comes primarily from three key ancient historians, Tacitus, Suetonius, and Cassius Dio.
How did this story survive the ravages of time? It was preserved, meticulously copied in the enduring records of the Roman Empire.
It is fear that prevents the opposition from acting. They sit silent while we stand unopposed on the brink of midnight.
When the strings of power are pulled in secret, the people suffer the true abuse of authority. The silence was unsettling. Amidst the opulence of the feast, every guest felt the cold grip of moral discomfort. All of Rome lies before him, a testament to his power. Yet, standing here, he is perfect. The eyes of Rome watched, but the emperor saw only his own reflection in the gathering storm. True obedience is born not of kindness, but of the fear instilled by cruel leadership. The laurel crown signifies victory, yet even it must face the inescapable fragility of time. A legacy is just as vulnerable.
Like the darkest tragedy performed on this stage, so too was the life of Caesar Nero, a spectacle of madness and ruin.
The light that casts his image also foreshadows his ruin. The fire of Rome awaits its emperor.
The seeds of discontent, sown decades ago, have blossomed into a full-scale uprising. The empire...
Look around you. The murmurs you hear are not of trade, but of betrayal. Public trust, once sacred, is now squandered.
Seneca the philosopher, Lucan the poet. One by one, Nero's paranoia consumed them all, their fate sealed within these walls.
Tyranny binds with chains, yet the spirit remains free. See how these shackles dissolve to dust.
His face was shattered, his name chiseled away. This was the damnation, Rome's ultimate punishment.
Beginning in the 3rd century, the Roman Empire faced increasing instability. Barbarian incursions and economic strain.
Emperor Nero fled Rome, abandoning the city he had terrorized. His reign was over. Power, absolute and unchecked, leaves behind only hollow echoes in these halls. Dust is the true victor here. By the spring of 68 AD, it was clear that Nero's extravagant rule was over. The Senate declared him a public enemy, and he fled the city.
These silent stones have witnessed empires rise and fall. They remind us that even the greatest civilizations eventually return to dust.
When we look at the cruelty depicted here, we must reflect on how we apply the lessons of justice and empathy in our world today.
Understanding this history isn't just an academic exercise. It's crucial to understanding who we are now and why this story still matters. A side-by-side comparison reveals the truth. While the symbols change with the times, the patterns of power have repeated throughout history. Marcus Aurelius embodied wisdom and duty, but his reign contrasts sharply with the likes of Nero, a name synonymous with debauchery and excess.
The weight of leadership rests not in these pages, but in the choices you make. Choose wisely.
For the forgotten victims, the innocent lives lost, may they find peace in the light.
Unchecked power does not grant rule. It only guarantees ruin.
Look upon these ruins and remember, all power is fleeting. Time alone sits in judgment of kings and emperors.
While the events of the past are set in stone, their lessons continue to shape the flowing river of the future.
The evening rain falls, washing away the day's noise. All that is left is the quiet rhythm of reflection.
While Rome burned around him, the Emperor Nero played on, completely consumed by his musical obsession.
Wait, let's rewind a moment. Historical records are a bit fuzzy here, our narrator clarifies.
Here we see the Roman ideal, duty above all. Yet the artist forces us to confront the human cost.
Who holds the reins of power? Here, in this chamber, the weight of influence has silenced the voice of truth. Justice has been denied.
The impermanence of L. With the impermanent eye that are goused, you inne a wave.
The aqueduct stands as a testament not just to civilization's ambition, but to the inevitable decay that follows all great empires.
Millennia these stones have stood, silent witnesses to empires long turned to dust.
This is not the end. It is perhaps not even the beginning of the end, but it is the end of the beginning.
History remembers cruelty.
The shadow of tyranny stretches long across the ages, manifesting in many forms, but always with the same promise of domination.
Here stands Rome, a city of eternal glory, yet beneath the illuminated facades lies a history shrouded in darkness.
We sought greatness, but found only ruin. For the insatiable pursuit, and so, fear, the silent usurper, ends all reigns.
And so the light of Rome fades. With this final breath, the era of Nero is extinguished forever.
From these stones emerge the concepts that still shape our world. The echoes of innovation resonate across millennia.
The wind whispers tales of forgotten kings, and we are merely echoes passing through their empty palaces.
Power without limits destroys.
The fight for rights, the sacrifices of war, and the building of empires all echo the same fundamental truth.
Examine the evidence. Question, seek multiple perspectives, analyze with scrutiny.
Thus concludes the history of Nero, an emperor whose life remains a paradox centuries later.
Remembrance is the light that pierces the darkness of loss, a beacon guiding us through sorrow.
With the final notes, we close this chapter, but the silence holds the promise of what is yet to come.
With gratitude to the artisans who brought this vision to life. The glory of the empire endures in memory.
Learn from history. This final look at Rome's enduring legacy reminds us that even the grandest empires are but a brief moment under these timeless stars.
The battle was won, but the true cost would only be revealed in the days that followed.
Primary sources offer direct evidence, like this personal diary or ancient pottery, while secondary sources.
Within this protective glass enclosure lies some of the most significant biblical texts ever discovered.
Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.
Subscribe for more history.
Discover timeless elegance.